Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at another Klein set of tools, and this is the metric and the SAE Allen drivers, but in this case there are some larger sizes that weren't included in the other two sets that we looked at. So let's get this open and take a look. If you're keeping track, this is made in Taiwan. Okay, so here we go. Here's the set. From here over is basically what we previously looked at, the SAE and the metric Allens. And in here they've added some 1/2-inch drive, larger size sockets, which is nice. Though, like I said in the previous video about these, I wish they were a little longer. I like longer Allens. These are a functional length. This is the largest one, the 3/4, and the largest metric is a 19, which is pretty much identical to the 3/4, in case you were wondering. They have a little bin here. I'm not sure. You could throw random stuff in it, I guess. A lot of these sets do have pretty poor management as far as space usage. Now here they tried to nestle things a little bit. They probably could have done a little bit better, but I understand that with this size you can only do so much, but they probably could have made these longer instead of putting this here, or they could have included some larger sizes, because 7/8 and 1-inch would be kind of handy for the SAE if that was possible. These are kept in here relatively decent. They have a nice, they don't get stuck in there, but they come out relatively well. You don't have to fight with them. They have the size in the spot where it came out of, in and out nice and easy. And there you can see we have an 8 there, so you can keep track of what size was where. It's a nice feature. The 5/16, which is one that you might use fairly heavy. It looks like these are press fit, because I don't see any signs of them being crimped. So they might get loose over time, but they're in there pretty good. Now if we go to the 9/16, you can see all of these are struck and stamped, which I really like. They have a little bit of knurling on them, which makes it nice to turn them by hand if you're doing terminations and you're just getting your lugs set close. That's a nice feature to have on them. And of course they have the Klein Tools struck in them as well. No part number, which I've been trying to pay attention to with these sets, because some of them have part numbers on them, the parts, and others don't. I tried contacting Klein to see about, hey, if we lose parts, can we order them in? They said not at this time. That's not something that they're going to do. So maybe that'll change in the future, but for now, if you lose any components in any of these sets, you're out. You can't buy them from Klein. These are just your standard square drive. They are not the proprietary drive that Klein has been using on some of the newer stuff. So you have 1/4 inch, you have 3/8, and you have 1/2 inch. So you will need 3 different size ratchets or some adapters if you're going to be using all of the sizes in here. Now it does look like they used some common blanks and changed the head size. So if you look, you can see this is apart, these are all apart, these part, you can see the different sizes. So that's a smart manufacturing practice, and then I believe they're all just compression fit in. The box itself isn't too bad. It has some relief put in it to hold the sockets in place, which is decent. It's a decent way of doing it. If you're in a shop environment, this is probably pretty nice, but I think out in the field, if this thing's going to take some falls and some spills, I do think this is going to get broken over time. And if you're out in the field, you just don't really have this much space. If you could throw this thing in a drawer and have it be organized for you, that would probably be a pretty nice thing. You could possibly drive these pins out and take the lid off and just put this right in your drawer. That might be good for some guys, but if you're out in the field, this stuff is probably going to all end up in a bag or maybe on a set of rails or something like that. Chances are this case is just going to take up too much space. Nicely made. The quality is reasonable for what you would expect to see. I like that they all have the knurling on them. I like that they're all struck with their size so that it's easy to see them and you won't have to worry about laser etching wearing off or anything like that. Everything is struck so you don't have to worry about losing track of the size as the tools wear. The chrome looks like it's decent. I doesn't see any signs that it should be getting knocked loose or anything like that. Let me know in the comments below if you've had issues with these or if they've held up well for you. I don't know that these are going to live well on an impact. Obviously these smaller sizes, you're going to probably blow them up right away if you put them on an impact. The larger ones might be okay, but this is not an impact rated socket from what I can see. It's just your standard run-of-the-mill hand tools. So you might not want to go all ugga-dugga on these. You might be a little upset if they start wallering out. That being said, I believe every single one of these would be up to the task of the torque for the proper fastener. So I don't think you will break any of these if you are properly torquing the fasteners that they fit. Let me know what you think of these, if you would get them, if you would not get them. I think if you don't have anything, for the price point, this is a pretty good set, even if you're not going to use the case. You get 3/4 and you get a good variety of sizes and everything else. So you have some nice, decent, higher sizes, and you can get down into the smaller stuff. So if you don't have anything, this might actually be one of the better sets to get just because of the size range that is in it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.